it's sort of like a life achievement award. I don't feel like my life or my career is over, but in point of fact, it's quite an honor. I think that it reflects a lot of the people and companies I've been associated with who've given me the opportunity to do things. It reflects how a whole company of people reacted in a terrible situation last year. It doesn't just reflect my activities. Nevertheless, it gives me an opportunity to give a little talk about where I think we can head with our business, and I intend to do that. And I'm quite honored. I was one of those who still around in the RTDNA world who met John Hogan. And as it happens, when he founded RTNA, no, our DNA, our NDA, when he founded it in 1946, he was the news editor at a small radio station in Portland, Maine. Later, I worked for the same company, and I was the news director for its television station. So we had a lot to talk about when I met him in 1986. He had a curiosity. He wanted to reach out. He wanted to find stuff out. He was the one, not any of the other men and women that he reached out to. He was the one who said we ought to have an organization, and then he's the one who took the steps to do it. A lot of us sit back and wait for somebody else to do it. A lot of us sit in a newsroom and say, no, I don't investigate. He's the investigative reporter. I'm just a microphone holder. I want to teach people that everybody's an investigator, whether you're doing sports or news or any beat. And I think I take from what John did in 1945 and 46 as an inspiration for the way we ought to behave today, which is with initiative and desire and excitement about what we do. I worked for some passionate people. I worked for a radio news director in Louisville, Kentucky named Glenn Baston, who inspired me because he was so exuberant about what our mission was. And I was inspired by a number of ownerships, especially in Louisville and in Portland, Maine, who said, go out and get them. Your job is to report the news unfettered by concerns about commercial or political interests. Just go do it. And I also felt that I picked up things quickly and could share that with other folks, new ways of doing things, and get them excited. They would have to tell you how effective I was as a leader, but I've enjoyed my leadership positions for the last few decades. Well, it's a complicated question, and I did a whole workshop last Saturday on that for a group in Roanoke. I think you have to think about what's going to happen if crisis hits your organization. I don't care whether you run a school, run a television news organization, it doesn't matter. You have to give some forethought to what you're going to do in a crisis. You have to assemble a team of people who can think on their feet and be effective. In our case, both in terms of empathy, in terms of compassion, in terms of action, in terms of decisiveness. And I was lucky to have a number of those people working with me at WDBJ-7. I would like it to lie in the people that I've touched, whose careers have taken off, and who are noted not for their ability to read the news on the air, not for their ability to point a camera, all those are important things, but for their ability to dig stuff up and shine a light on those things that others would like hidden, because after all, that is the role of the journalist in American society.